show them all to you with some of the things that I feel are important about them, some of the tactical advantages of each of them, and maybe then I'll ask Dale to throw a punch or a kick, and I'll show how you might want to move from or through a kamae within the fight. So let's start off with the first one. The first one is Shizen no kamae. Shizen no kamae is, Shizen means natural, and we're just standing naturally. Standing naturally is really not that easy either. You want to keep your weight pretty much the same on both feet, pretty much the same front to back, left to right, side to side. Your knees are straight but not stiff. Not bent necessarily, but certainly not locked. Your shoulders are not back, they're not forward, but they're very square over your body. Your head is straight on the top of your torso. Your spine is straight. Your hands are falling naturally at your sides. And we call this the natural position, but very rarely are any of us in this position. We move through it a lot from one movement to another, but very often we've never taken the time to analyze really what is, quote unquote, just standing there. So my suggestion to you is when you're practicing the kamae, stand in front of a mirror, work on your balance from side to side, front to back, see that your legs are equidistant underneath your shoulders, that you're not tilted one way or the other, that one shoulder is not higher, or that you're not holding some tension in your hands, or you're not hunching forward or leaning back. Try to get as naturally straight and relaxed as you can so that your muscles are just kind of hanging there on your bones, and your bones are kind of lined up so it's easy just to stand there. You don't really have to move. The Shizen no kamae is something that you need to be able to move clearly from in a threatening situation. You don't want to have to be able to go into some kind of kamae or some kind of movement beforehand. You have to be able to move very clearly from that position. In this case, Dale would take a punch at my head, and you can see that I move very naturally out of the way so that I can't get hit here. I'm striking into here, and for him to hit me, you see he'd have to take a step. So for my Shizen kamae kind of just moves this way, and in order for him to hit me, he has to take a step, and I can strike him very easily, and there's no added motion to this. There's no added movements. It's a very natural way of hitting, and it's again one of those things that I thought were very easy. Were going to be very easy to learn when I first started, and I found that it's very hard not to make a lot of ancillary movements and a lot of tangential movements, just to make a clear, natural movement. And so the Shizen is this feeling, this natural movement, this natural ability to stand there and accept and to move in a way that's going to make you safe in the fight. The second kamae that we'd like to talk about is Ichimonji no kamae. Dale, if you do Ichimonji no kamae, I want to point out some things. Ichimonji, ichi means one, as you know, so this is kind of the one here. This foot is pointing straight ahead. Both his hips are open, his knees are slightly flexed. His left leg is, the weight is probably, let's say, 60-40, 65-35. So the weight is back a little bit. This hand is up, kind of guarding his shoulder or his arteries up here, depending on the style or the school. And this is shoulders relaxed. Relax his shoulder down. Okay, his back is straight. Okay? Now, as I said before, this Ichimonji no kamae is one of those kamaes that, depending on the school, it looks slightly different. So this is kind of a melange of 3 or 4 different schools that Dale's doing. If he was quite a bit lower, it would be maybe from the Togakure school. If he was quite a bit higher, yeah, that would be more of maybe the Koto-ryu. If he kind of made it look a little bit more boxing-like or Chinese boxing-like, it would be kind of like gyoko ryu style. So it really doesn't matter which style that you use. The purpose of this kamae really is, as we said before in previous videos, is to be able to draw the opponent in. First, it helps make yourself safe, but also draw the opponent in. So this is kind of how this might work. Let me be on the other side, Dale, please. I'm in a modified version of Ichimonji again, Togaku Ryu, Koto Ryu, Gyoko Ryu. Okay, it really doesn't matter at this point. What happens is I'm drawing the person. When he goes to punch, I'm drawing him in to strike and opening up. And then I can strike back in. It's very important that when I do this technique that I draw this person. Okay? When I draw that person in there like that. So that's how the Ichimonji no Kamae works. The next one is Jumonji no Kamae. Dale, if you Jumonji no Kamae, please. Ju, as you may know in Japanese, means 10. So the cross is the 10. I remember being told in martial arts back when I was a teenager that never cross your arms, and I guess that makes a certain kind of sense. But with the footwork added to this, it's quite all right to cross your arms for Jumonji no Kamae. Again, arms are crossed, thumbs are up. It's a little bit different. I think this is from the Gyoko Ryu, maybe the style of Jumonji. And how it's employed is if Dale would throw a punch, okay, as you can see, you all right? Got a little poker in the eye there. You can see that those thumbs can be used to hit. As Dale comes into strike, hitting down, striking with the thumb, and moving like that. So the Jumonji works very well for that kind of thing. Another way to use Jumonji is a trapping motion. Dale throws his punch. Ooh, I'm trapping, and I use him to take him off balance and to take him down that way. Let's do that from the other side, Dale. Whoa, trap him. And I pulled him a little bit. Okay. That's another way to use the Jumonji no Kamae. Jumonji no Kamae. Okay. The next one is Hira no Kamae. If you use Hira. Okay, Hira is just kind of open Kamae. And it looks like, the feeling of it inside, I guess, is why me, or what have I done, or hey, have at it, one of those kind of feelings. But it's a very kind of accepting, benevolent, well, if I have to, I'll deal with this type of kamae. And it's a very, very effective. We used it, if you recall, in a previous video, if you saw the other video, we used it to help us escape from the sword. There was a sword attack coming down. And again, if Dale would throw this punch at my face, it's very good for using it to help you slip by. But it can also be used to strike. It can also be used to strike. So Hira no Kamae is very good for accepting different kinds of attacks. Even if you was thrown a kick, you can use the Hira no Kamae to throw with a kick that way, kick this way, and catch a kick that way. So Hira no Kamae is good for those kind of opening when you're trying, hey. And I needed to deal with a person, in that kind of way, kind of accepting way. Okay, so that's Hira no Kamae. Okay, the next one we want to talk about is Hoko no Kamae. And we were kind of using Hoko no Kamae when we were doing the Shako Ken before, if you recall. Hoko no Kamae, Hoko is a bear. So it's kind of the bear no Kamae. Remember can you do that for us, Dale? Bear, Hoko no Kamae. You can see like a big bear kind of clawing at a tree type of a Kamae. And to the side. And clawing is fine from Hoko no Kamae, just like we did before. Okay? So, we've already done this technique, but basically as it comes, just like that. It goes to stop my face hard. Boom, right there, bam. There's a way, and it's a very natural movement. I mean, if you were, martial arts aside, if you startle someone or throw something to someone, throw the keys to someone they weren't quite expecting it, a person's natural movement really when they feel something coming out their head is to cover their head. Very natural movement. And this movement too, in this kamae also should be very natural movement. When this punch comes in, whoa, very natural type of a thing. Very natural. Okay? Trying to catch that. Oh yeah, speaking of catching, we can use it to catch the arm. You know, these kind of movements. So I'm exaggerating them a little bit, kind of acting through them, but really, I think you can see that, that this is a kind of very effective strategic movement in certain places, and you would move through them. I mean, I wouldn't walk up, okay, Dale, let's go. I mean, I wouldn't walk around like that in the kamae. What would happen probably, something would be happening, and I go, whoa, and I just move into it. And that's the same thing with all these kamae. He throws a punch, I move into it. Throws a punch, move into it. So, you know, I throw that in parenthetically, kind of in the middle here, but, you know, these kamaes in our system really are not ones that you're hanging out in. They're more places, safe strategies, safe attitudes to move through in a fight. So that's hoko no kamae. Okay, from hoko no kamae, a very natural movement is to block a stomach punch or a kick. And that's where we come up from. Would you do kosei no kamae for me? Kosei no kamae. Please face the camera. Kosei no kamae. You can see that from hoko no kamae, moving to kosei no kamae to block your midsection, it makes a lot of sense. So it's no mysterious thing. What's happening here is I go up to Dale, and I'm going, hey, buddy, what's going on here? And he throws a punch in my stomach, and I just feel like I need to block it down. Hey, pal, you know, calm down here. Oh, there's my, and then, oh, look, I'm in kamae. I'm in the kamae. Sometimes kosei no kamae is like this also. Well, basically what we're talking about is, hey, I'm just like that. Bang, duck. Okay, and you can see that you move through it. I mean, we're kind of hanging out in it so you can see what it looks like. But really, I wouldn't be hanging out there. Walk up to somebody like this, okay? That's not what we're doing here. Very natural. Ooh. Split second, boom. I was just in there for a split second, you know, knocking that punch down and kind of attacking his attack a little bit. And that's kosei no kamae. Okay, so we have kosei no kamae, hoko, kosei no kamae. All right, the next one is doko no kamae, and this is a kamae that, from which shuto strike works very well. I mean, it's not set up specifically to do the shuto, but if you notice, when I was doing a shuto before, when we were doing it before in the video, that I was kind of going into doko no kamae. So you may recognize this. Dale, if you go on this side this time. When Dale goes to throw the punch, this hand came up here to get ready for that strike. This is doko no kamae. Called doko no kamae is angry tiger kamae, or tiger eye kamae. I mean, it's very hard sometimes to know exactly what the names mean because they're kind of metaphorical names and they're hundreds of years old, some of them. But basically, in this kamae, it's a little different than ichimoji, the feeling of it. In ichimoji, as I neglected to say before, but it's never too late to throw this. Ichimoji, the left hand is up, it's kind of floating around at the person's eye. Doko no kamae, much more intense. Right at the person's heart, your eye has this eye of the tiger, and your hands are right here. So when he throws that punch at me, boom, I mean, it's very intense. very intense part. Oh. Okay, and you can see it's much more intense kind of a movement and entering type of a thing. So doko no kamae, here, 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 doko no kamae. Almost like you're talking on the telephone, but really ready to throw that shito if you need to. Doko no kamae. If you have the first ninja tape that we made for Black Belt Magazine, you'll recognize this next kamae. It's called Bobi no kamae. And Bobi no kamae probably was used for people who wore swords. And the kamae is kind of like Ichimoji no kamae again, but the left hand or the right hand kind of sits here like this. And if you can see this, maybe a close-up, this arm is straight, parallel to my direction of movement of my left foot. This foot is straight, this foot is a 90-degree angle, like that. Moving through my hips and my knees, and just like here. And you probably remember this from some of the other movements from some of the other tapes. But Bobi no kamae is here. The way this Bobi no kamae moves, works in a fight is you use your shoulders to create kyojutsu, or this kind of mirage of distance for the person that's attacking you. Okay? So if Dale is throwing a punch at me, I'm going to pull this shoulder back, this hand comes up and strikes down. And that's a basic technique for Bobi no kamae. So it goes here, shoulder, this shoulder kind of goes back, and this hand just very gently moves up. So you want to try to work with that, use it in the mirror, work with your friends, see if you can get the drawing feeling, and lift this hand up very naturally. Let it fall very naturally. You see, I'm being conscious of relaxing my shoulders, relaxing my body, let my natural gravity and natural downward motion propel the strike into the target. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so that's Bobi no kamae. Bobi no kamae. So let's do one last kamae, and as I said before, these are not all the kamaes from Bujinkan's system, but I think it's very representative of what we're doing. And at the end, we'll go through them all, just 9 right in a row, so that you can get a little bit of a review. But the last one here is called Hicho no kamae, known as flying bird kamae or wimpy bird kamae sometimes. It's kind of a fun one. Dale, can you do let's see Dale's version of Hicho no kamae. Okay, so he has the right foot facing out that way. This knee is facing right up into the enemy's eye. This hand is a little bit across the body a little bit, and he's hiding this fist in here, and his eye is looking at the enemy just like a bird looks. That like a bird eye. Bird eye. If you ever look like a bird, like a beady eyes of a bird, you have to have the bird eye. That's a very important part of the kamae. So, and how this one would be, can you do a sideways version? There you go. Now clearly this isn't something you want to be hanging out in for half an hour or whatever, but doesn't hurt for your training to, to stand there while you're brushing your teeth or whatever and practice this. It doesn't hurt. And try to get this, this leg muscle stronger. Relax your shoulders. Don't scrunch up your shoulders. Very relaxed. Okay? And just standing there for a couple of minutes. Both sides is very good for your training, very good for your balance, very good for your knees and your ankles. Keep your hips open. Let me give you 2 possible, actually one scenario in which you would use this technique, but also we'll do it from the kamae and also from shizen, so you can see maybe in a fight, how you would be moving through this. So in this case, Dale, I guess, is going to throw a stomach punch at me, and I'm striking down, hitting in here, and the shuto. And you probably recognize that technique from maybe one of the other videos. This Hicho no Kamae from, I guess it's from the Kihon Happo, right? So again, as he comes in, now from Shizen, in this case, I'm just, when he moves in, whoop, kicking, striking. Okay, so maybe I'm not hanging out in this, but as he cut, maybe he's going to try to sweep me. Whoa. Okay. Don't quit your day job. He's a good actor. Okay, he goes to sweep me. Whoa, when I'm out of here, I can kick him like that. So that's where you may use the Hicho no Kamae, or you're injured. You broke your leg, you get shot in the leg, or whatever, and you still got to be able to move and fight and get around. You know, okay? So this is good. This is good to learn how to fight with one leg. Hicho no Kamae. One more time.